Hi, I'm Jackie Byland from Breaking Barriers and welcome to our very first blog. Today I'm going to talk about the word inclusion and what does that mean. Well, where do I start? First of all, inclusion is a journey worth taking for all our children. So I'm a mum of a 19-year-old of a child with learning disability and various other labels that she's got along the way. Life for her wasn't that great at school. She struggled to make friends and keep them, and did wonder why she was different. But inclusion can be a reality in our society if we just sort of take our time, cut people a little bit of slack, maybe take a breath before we react to something. So let me tell you some stories of some of our families. I know a young man. He is an absolute delight. But he sort of reacts to things in different ways that people get a bit shocked about. So he might throw the odd chair. He will say some words that people don't really like. But the way in which to handle him, that's my Bolton accent coming out. The way to handle him is to remain really, really calm and change the situation. But we don't do that in our society. We have such expectations. So what we need to do is to change people's attitudes. So that's the first thing. It's about attitude change. Everything's so quick now. Everybody expects you to respond very quickly and comply. So some of our children might struggle to do that. So let's have a think about how we do that. So as I said, first one is attitude. The second one is about the environment. So for some of our children, it might be how you physically get into a building. Can you be included to get in a place? It might be the sounds, it might be the lights, it might be the smells. So for some of our families, just going out shopping to the supermarket is a logistical nightmare. So when we talk about this, I'll use the example of autism-friendly screening, autism-friendly shopping. It is a reality for some of our families because that's the only time they can ever go shopping. And the third one is our organisational structures, what you call our PPPs, our policies, practices and procedures. So that might be that bit. But for some of our families, without those kinds of things in place, our children will be discriminated against. So very recently, I say recently in terms of legislation because it was only in 2014 that our legislation changed for our families. It's called Children and Families Act. And we have a new code of practice, SEND, Special Educational Needs and Disabilities. So now our children have to be included. So if families know that, they know where to go and what to look for. Breaking Barriers can help you with this as well in terms of where to signpost, what support you need, and really just be a friendly ear to listen and, just be a support mechanism for you. So going back to the very first word, inclusion is a journey worth taking. If we didn't accept our children for who they are, if we did expect them to comply, how would our world be? It would be really quite boring. Our children, well, my daughter certainly taught me the art of patience. I take a deep breath, I look at a situation and I think, what could I do now? And I tend to handle things quite differently now than I would have done maybe 10, 12 years ago because I've got a support mechanism as well. I might well be the strategic lead at Breaking Barriers, but I have a support mechanism as well. I have friends, I have my colleagues, staff as well, that we sound off to each other because that's what we need and that's what we are really at Breaking Barriers. We are a family that endeavour to include. So, where do we go from here? If we can't include, then we haven't got a really nice world to live in. So, step 1 is consider our attitudes. Step 2 is look at our environment. And step 3 is look at our policies and procedures and see what we can do about that. So I hope you've enjoyed our very first blog about inclusion. So, wait till next time. Bye.